Hello everybody. So I'm in an odd position here on my desk today because I'm trying to show something which was asked of me I was asked, can I run all my channels through my sub channel and then have it come back in on another channel and then have that run through main? And the answer is yes, you can. And the reason he wanted to do this is because he wanted to use his external compressor. Makes perfect sense to me. So I said, yes, you can, blah, 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 but I have not tested it. So here I am. So I'm going to now test this theory. So what I have done is, let's just go right to it here. So I have, this is my flamethrowing clown song, which I have not finished, and it should be done, but due to circumstances, it isn't. I know I have a very small area here, so that's why if you're looking here, you see the screen, you're getting a sideways view, and it looks kind of weird. So what I have done is these. So from 6 to 13, 14, that has been recorded on. And I have 1920, which is the overheads for the drums. What I've done is, if you look, can't really see on that one because it's too far away, but I have pushed down the sub channel and I've left the main up. So these are going through the sub channel of the board. And the reason that is because I want to use them that way. That's no other way of saying that. So that's how we were going to do it. The nice thing about sub channel is it is stereo. So whatever you send through it is a left and a right. So now if we look over here, let me just get over this side. So here's the sub channel, these two. So left and right, they're going out. They're going over to my compressor. I'll show you that in a second. And then they're coming back in. And this is kind of funny. Excuse me. They're coming in on RCAs back into the system. I'm using the RCAs that normally plug into my Tascam 238 so I can do this test. And that's why everything's shifted over, because there just wasn't enough room for me to do the test and have the board sitting where it was. So now if you look over here, you'll see, here's the blue ones coming in. You can see that there, yeah. So this is going into the compressor. Yes, it's using the bosses, or it's using my patch bay. This is coming out, and it's going into another patch bay, which is for the RCA jacks. And my compressor is down here. There it is. It's hard to see, but I have, go over here. It's bypassed at the moment, and I have stereo compression down, so that I only have to work one channel. So that is how this works. Now on the top, let's also look at the top again. Coming back in on 2122, I have it set to live. There we go. Now you can see it live. And then everybody else is metered, even though they're not being used on the board. And I actually, if you look, I'll just do a sideways here. Anything that's not being used is set to off. So no main, no sub, and of course PFL we don't use this way. So that is how I'm doing this. So then it goes into the main. Now what's nice about this, so now I've added the compression. So this is kind of like you're doing your mastering before you're doing your mastering. Now another thing I would do, which I'm not going to do it because I don't really need to for this, is I would go into your menu and clear out your main track, because that's where everything is going to get recorded, unless you intend to record this on 2122 and use that as your final mix down or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's entirely up to you how you want to do this. But yeah, so the way this is going to work is everything's on the sub channels. You're not going to hear anything. It's going to go into the sub channel. Even on the sub channel, I have main up, so it's not getting transmitted to the main. It's going through the sub channel, coming back in, and then it's getting dropped. And then I'll show you that it is working. I am having a bit of an issue with it. It seems like the track, the right side is quieter than the left side, even though I have it set to stereo compression. I would probably, if I would do this again, I would probably not do stereo compression. That way I could, in case something on the one side is compressing it down, then it's separate and it'll work its way out. That's another story. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's go back to the beginning of the song. And so here it is. This is currently bypass, and then I'm going to hit the bypass. You'll see me move over, and then I'll hit the bypass. So here, let's just play it so you can get an idea. That's the distorted bass. Okay, so that's going through sub, coming back, bypass. Now I'm going to push the bypass. Push it again. I'll push it again, and I'm going to change the compression level, or the volume level on the compressor. Now, the echo you're hearing, this is the only downside of the whole thing. I'm using internal effects. See if you can see them here. Yes, there you can see. I'm using internal effects on this. There is no way to send them just to sub. At least I don't think there is. I would have to look into that. So they are not part of the compression. So they're not getting included in this whole mix down thing that I'm doing here. If you want them to be, then what I would do is I would set up another channel. Have it go out your FX, have it go plugged into FX out, do the same thing, go through your effects, come back in, do the left right here, use the next channel, put that to be on the sub channel, so then it's also getting, part of the compression. In this case, I'm not doing that. So now the funny part is I was going to do a video on this at some point, because I had said when I started working on this, and I had talked about in this case the 2122 on this one, which is what is it, 1314 on the Model 16. I find them to be useless tracks, like useless channels, because it has the Bluetooth, it has it doesn't have an XLR, it doesn't have a 1/4 inch, as you can see here. Like I had talked about this here. This channel is kind of useless, and I said that I was going to show you how to make it useful. Well, this was what I was going to do. So now I've done it. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably title this making track 2122 useful. So we'll see. But that's how I would do this. That's how I would compress it. That's how I would bring it back. That's everything. And then if you record this, like if you record on track 2122, you now have your compressed version of your song there, and you can pull it off of that track, so like export those two tracks instead of worrying about the main. Although you might want to use the main, because the main has a way of converting it to a stereo file and all that stuff, where in the case of this track you'd have to copy track 21, track 22 separate. They're both they'd be separate, and then you got to bring them together in something like Audacity or that. But either way, that is what I would do. So I hope this helps you out. So yes, I have now proven my theory that yes, it will work. So As usual, thank you for watching. Thank you for the questions, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.